Hello and welcome to The View from Felaban. I'm talking to Juan Martinez, who is the regional head for Latin America and the Caribbean at SWIFT, and also the head for customer technology and innovation for the Americas and UK. So thank you for joining me. A couple of years ago, the main discussions were around de-risking. We're still hearing a little bit about that, but not so much. But it seems like everyone has gone back to talk about business and growth.
Yeah, correct. 2 years ago it was a little bit depressing, everybody talking about the risking, regulation, what is going to happen. This year the main theme is business, is growth, is credit, is trade, and around all of that, the good news is that the global payment innovation that we have at SWIFT, GPI, which is part of the correspondent banking new era that we are implementing with the bank, is part of all these conversations about growth and business.
And so what is on banks' minds when thinking about cross-border payments? What do they, for example, need from organizations such as yours?
The main need that they have today is be more transparent in two main aspects, on the fees and on the situation of the payment in the correspondent chain. So they need to be able to provide more transparency to their customers, and that's something that GPI allows them to achieve.
And how do they compare in the adoption of GPI, for example, to others in the world?
In Latin America, the adoption of GPI is not growing at the same pace as the adoption of the cybersecurity. Obviously, the priority now is on the cyber part, and 2018 is going to be the year for GPI. Obviously, cyber will continue as part of the agenda. It's a top priority for all the banks and will continue there for the rest of the year, so that's not going to change. But if we switch to the business side of the equation, GPI is part of all the conversations that we are having here, is part of the conversations between the global banks and the main anchor banks in all the countries. Some countries in Latin America are more advanced than others in the part of GPI, but we expect a lot of anchor banks in the different countries to join next year. That is what we are seeing, and that is the plan that they are putting in place in their institutions.
So 2018 will be again about growth and innovation and technology, more so perhaps than this year, and definitely more so than in the past.
Yeah, and with GPI, innovation, new technology are key. All the fintechs knows that the banks are sometimes not as efficient as they should be in the correspondent banking. Now with GPI, they can be as efficient as anyone in the industry when talking about correspondent banking. And this requires investment sometimes in new technology and innovate the way they manage the payments today. And that's why GPI requires a plan, an implementation, an investment that is going to allow them to go to this situation where they can say, yeah, now I'm ready to adopt GPI and I'm ready to be competitive in this new market.
Very well. Well, we shall definitely catch up next year at Felaban 2018, which will be held in the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana.
Yeah. Thank you
very much for your comments.
Thank you.